Hello and welcome to another commentary of Rome Total War. Today it appears that I'm playing as the Parthians in a 2v2 with Carthage. So with Carthage against Seleucids and Pontus. My ally is Varus on the clan Viv, who is currently testing me out, I believe. Checking me out as a recruit into their clan. And it looks like he's got a very good Carthaginian army here. I believe this is 12.5k denarii CWB rules game, and the map is Grassy Flatland. Grassy Flatland being obviously the best map because there's no hills to gain advantage over, and what hiding areas there are is very obvious. They're generally speaking the dark patches here and here-ish, and there's no trees to block your vision, which helps a lot. So it looks like everybody's setting up. It seems fairly standard army here. Carthage, lots of sacred band. It actually has some pioneer infantry, which are like second-rate infantry for the Carthaginians, but he's already got 6 sacred band. So because of CWB rules, you cannot spam sacred band infantry. Looks like he's got 4 Rhodians. Is that 4? Yes, 4 Rhodian slingers. These are very good slingers, they're elite slingers, and 2 normal slingers. But more importantly, he's got 2 Numidian cavalry. So this will give him some skirmish ability. And I've taken what can only be called a brute force army really. Camels, 1 cataphract camels, 3 cataphracts, what appears to be 4 slingers and 4 archers, and 2 horse archers and Arab cavalry. So I've got some skirmishing ability in the form of the Arab cavalry, which is good. It's more expensive. Arab cavalry is kind of expensive, as is Numidian mercenaries, but they fulfill a vital role, and I place it nearby to support the horse archers. Looks like my opponent is Seleucids and Pontus, as already mentioned. It's Livy and Colossus. I see. This must be an internal match. They still test me out as I am the new recruit to their clan. So he's got 6 archers, 3 cataphracts, 2 scythe carrots, and that's very odd. Okay. And 5 phalanx pikemen, which are weak. It appears that we're playing on large unit sizes, which is not normal for CWB rules, as later on it turns into a normal size, I believe. So he's got 2 carrot archers, 6 archers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bronze shields, and 4 Pontic cavalry. It must be mentioned that these phalanx pikemen, they're not silver shield pikemen, so they're actually weaker than normal. They're weaker than their bronze shields. If you look at these 2 armies, it looks like that my side of the army has a definite arch advantage. Very good infantry in a very concentrated form, even though they have more, but of lesser quality. And for cavalry, looks like we have the greater cavalry as well. So perhaps it's very touch and go who's got a better cavalry, I guess. There's a good chance that these scythe carrots could run amok, and then these cataphracts would be very quickly overrun by other cavalry. However, if they don't, there's a good chance that even with cataphract camels, my cavalry will be completely overrun. So I guess it's up in the air who's got the better cavalry. Though they have a lot of skirmishing power in the form of Pontic heavy cavalry, which are fast for heavy cavalry. They're more like medium cavalry if there were such a thing, and so they're a mixture between heavy cavalry and javelin cavalry. So it looks like this is just a starting phase. I haven't moved up my archers. Oh, there they go. My horse archers, they're getting shot at. They should go into kind of be in circle soon. It looks like he's trying to use the cataphracts to chase one of my horse archers. I wonder where the other horse archer went. Oh, I see. I'm moving the other horse archer to the other side to try to ward off this. This is the boring archer phase. They're gonna move up the archers, shoot each other. He's trying to shoot these Balearic Stingers. I thought they were Rhodian, but that's for Greeks. Moving up the Punic infantry to protect them against the Carrot archers. And I'm a bit slow here, I didn't realise that Varus has moved off to engage the opponent. Possibly because I'm distracted by this area, where he's moved Scythe Carrots and Cataphracts. I don't think this is a good idea personally, because this would tire out your Cataphracts and your Scythe Carrots, and increase the chance of Scythe Carrots being unlocked later, due to arrows and being near an enemy. So they're very close together, archers shooting at each other, well, archers and slingers, missile troops shooting at each other. He's forming his sacred band, he's trying to engage these Carrot archers and maneuver his troops into a better position to shoot from the side. Since his units are more stretched out than these archers, they're actually at an advantage. So these maneuvering mercenaries are doing not a lot, but if they charge they'll be in a very good position. So it looks like I'm moving up my slingers slowly. My infantry, they're very weak, they won't do anything this battle I believe. So it's just a grand manoeuvring of armies now, though I am being rather slow at the moment. So he's using his infantry very well, I might add, to attack the archers, routing them. These Pontic Heavy Cavalry doesn't have the opportunity to be used against archers because they're already engaged in combat, and because of a very good arc, he managed to surround and prevent the movement of the Heavy Cavalry. So Varus is an extremely good player. Right now he's flanking Colossus on all three sides for one of the bronze shields, one of the pikemen. Livy has made a move with his Cataphracts running to the slingers. Meanwhile my horse archers hopefully they're not doing very much, but they're on both sides. I'm manoeuvring around. I'm probably uncertain of what exactly to do. Looks like some of my slingers have been routed as well. So this is general movement of armies right now. These will rout shortly, and they do. And it's a very long archer missile line, but most of these will not actually be in combat. These three for instance should not be shooting at anything, and they're not, and the next one as well, because they're not actually near enough to any opponent, so it doesn't actually matter yet that they're in a long line. Looks like I'm planning to charge everything happening to these Phalanx pikemen. Looks like he hasn't quite, looks like he does respawn in time. So in this case, our opponents, they're running away from Varus and his amazing sacred band use, well, heavy infantry use there. I'm retreating because I do not wish to be caught in combat against Phalanx pikemen for too long, and I'm being charged at by the Pontic Heavy Cavalry, who do throw arrows behind them usually, unless they ran up javelins earlier. So it looks like my army's in a bit of a mess. Marchers are everywhere. My eastern infantry, which are just meant to act as speed bombs to be honest, aren't meant to engage in combat. And these are the cavalry. They are not able to destroy the enemy archers. Not sure what happened there. Oh, I see. He must have tried to charge the Cataphracts and I must have caught them in. But his Cataphracts are everywhere. There's some over there. There's a bit of a mixed fight here. It's everywhere. There's a lot of hot spots. I really can't hope to see them all. I must rotate much quicker. So it looks like these Eastern infantry, they're in combat. If these were silver shields, they would have routed already, these Eastern infantry, because they're very poor. But luckily these are Phalanx pikemen, which are much better than the Eastern infantry anyhow. So at this very moment, I would say that my opponents, Seleucids and Pontus, have the archer advantage, but we have the infantry advantage, especially the way that Varus is using them. He has managed to attack, surround 2 of the opponent infantry with 4 of his own. The other 2 are here, but he's in turn going to surround them, it looks like. So that's an awful lot of fire arrows. And it looks like I still have a lot of archers and slingers being used here. So this might pose some problems to the Seleucids. If to be honest, I would say that the opponents have a hell of a lot of archers, which are being used right now, being shooting at actual units, while mine have been shooting at Califracs, which are then vulnerable. Looks like combat's been joined. The Caliphate camels, they scare horses, or they also get combat bonuses against horses, I believe, which is good. But they never actually engage the Califracs. Looks like the Scythe carrots are trying to attack into these missile troops, archers and slingers. This infantry should attack them in return. This is actually very dicey right now, because it's very possible for Scythe carrots to kill a lot of Califracs. So it looks like he's using his heavy cavalry to take out isolated troops. And over here, it looks like that the main infantry army of the Pontus will be collapsing soon, due to superb use of a surrounding sacred band. So this out cavalry not doing very much. They should preferably be trying to chase away all of these archers. Even though they probably won't get too close, they'll probably be shot at. In this game, Livy is not using most of these archers very effectively. They're not really in range, shooting at things they want to shoot at, into the combat which they want to infect. And also into this combat where the units are very tightly packed. So here, Livy is putting his attention onto his Califracs, which was charging into the sacred band, but routed. So I don't really know who's going to win. It looks like there's plenty of archers. Pontus still has plenty of cavalry, as do I. I also have plenty of archers, but Varus, the cavalry who's playing cavalry, doesn't have very many at all. In fact, is that... no. Okay, that's a single Peonic infantry left alive. I suppose he's a one-man pikeman, one-man phalanx. So it looks like he's seeking to engage all of these archers, who are shaken, but tired, and these are very eager, so these won't run away soon, unless there's sufficient amount of casualties to run them away. So right now, it looks like I am attempting to protect my missile troops using my own cavalry. Looks like there's some combat here. Looks like they've been caught, these heavy cavalry, because I held my units into hold, guard, so they were able to receive the charge, and in turn held them long enough for my own Califracs to charge into them. Meanwhile, a battle of very barely any consequence at this point is the Sacred Band defeating the rest of the Seleucid infantry, the very weak Seleucid infantry. All that matters at this point are the archers and the cavalry to defeat those, to protect those archers. So I do believe for that my side is going to win the game soon, as the archers will all be chased down eventually by all the cavalry. Just doing a bit of mopping up here. These carrots have been running amok, so they're effectively useless, which is good. And now I'm going to speed up the game and see it to its end. There you go, one player has admitted defeat, and otherwise should shortly follow.